Nervous does not coexist in this human form of this extra-logical, echelon body of mine.
It's your daddy,
Jedi gang. What up?
Taking money. Taking money.
Days and be like, man, when he be gonna drop a video? Yo, chill. I'm here, and that's all that matters. We got another video by Soft White Underbelly, cause y'all love them videos, man. So right now we got a lady addicted to fentanyl. Fentanyl addict interview. I was gonna say she was addicted, but I don't know her story. I don't know what happened. I ain't watched the video. It's my first time watching it with y'all, so I don't know if she's still addicted or not addicted. I don't know what's going on, but we about to find out. Let go.
All right, Dana.
Yeah.
Dana, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Born in Pennsylvania.
Dana the
Grew up in Hershey. Left home when I was 15 and went to New York. Was there for almost 3 years. Went to New Orleans. After that, I came out to LA. Yeah.
15 is young to be living home.
Yeah. It was better.
What was going on at home?
My mother is a basically unmedicated schizophrenic. She sees and talks to dead people and pets. And
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's some crazy shit right there. If I'm asleep and I'm right next to somebody, or I hear out another door that somebody talking to somebody dead, I'm gonna be like, what? I'll probably run away too.
my grandfather molested me from the age of 3 to like 9.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't get like this without some help.
You finished high school?
Nope. I got my GED in the county jail, scored in the top 5 percentile. Went to LACC. I have an associate's in film.
No, we gonna get
So I'm educated.
How old are you now?
I'm going to be 50 in June.
Wow, you look great for 50.
Oh, thanks.
What have you been doing since you
When I first left home, my girlfriend was a dominatrix, so I got into that. Then I started stripping in New Orleans. I came out here and just became a total mess. I turned my first trick when I was 30. And I've done all sorts of stuff. I had a gallery for a while. I went to school. I have a daughter. She's in England going to school.
Daughter in England.
did you raise her?
Crazy.
Yeah, up until 2 years ago. She's going to boarding school. So it's better. It's definitely better.
You're living where now? You're on the streets, kind of?
No, like a transitional housing thing. They made it out of shipping containers in like 6 months. And the power used to go out like almost every day until recently they fixed the breaker. But it's kind of cool. I like the idea of the shipping containers.
Shipping container.
And drugs have been a part of your life?
Oh, yeah. Since I was 15.
Oh yeah. She said that confident. I mean, she took a lot of drugs, bro. Than anyone you could probably think of.
I basically left home. I met my girlfriend 2 days after leaving home. And 2 days after that, she shot me up with heroin for the first time. Of course, she didn't realize I hadn't done it before, and I threw up all over her. But, yeah, I basically puked, passed out, woke up, and was like, can we do that again?
And it's been opiates ever since?
Yeah.
So a life with opiates. What thoughts
How
can
is
you
that?
share about that? Because it sounds horrific, but maybe it's not so bad.
Oh, no, it's not. It's like all right, imagine you're like in a cabin somewhere.
Do not take her advice. Don't do drugs, kids.
And it's like snowing outside
As I say that while I'm smoking.
and the wind's blowing, but
Don't do those drugs.
like you're in this nice warm cabin and you've got like a bowl of tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich that's like just perfectly crispy but like gooey on the inside, and you're watching your favorite movie. That's what being on heroin's like.
Sounds nice.
That's probably what's being like when you want it, but the come down is worse. I hope she talk about that.
It is. I think that after so long, though, it's gotten to a point that I do it so that I feel what I think other people feel like. Like,
But then again, you don't know other people's struggles, so I'm not here to judge.
I don't know what normal is.
Have you tried to get clean?
I've done periods of time when I was in prison. When I had the gallery, I just drank. You know, there have been like, 2-3 year chunks of time that I've been clean. I haven't enjoyed them very much. I don't know if it's I screwed up my brain chemistry or if my brain chemistry was already screwed up. But
Are there addicts in your family?
my grandmother on my father's side was an alcoholic. My grandfather on my mother's side was an alcoholic till he found out he had diabetes. Then my mom, I know she did drugs at some point, but no opiates addicts at all in my family.
And your father wasn't in your life?
Well, no. My mom and my dad broke up when I was like 2. My mom ran off with my dad's boyfriend. And my dad and I lived together.
Your mom ran off with your dad's boyfriend.
Like 2, my mom ran off with my dad's boyfriend. And my dad and I lived together for a while. He was really cool. He was like drummer in a band. He did the lighting for the community theater. He was just cool. And I thought that he gave up trying to raise me and let my grandparents have me. But basically I found out last year that they kidnapped me from school. And my dad went to a lawyer, and it was the 70s. Like, they weren't going to give a single father who was in a band kid. You know, we lived in a fucking trailer park next to an amusement park, and that's where he worked. So I guess I'm a carny.
You've done all kinds of things for work.
Yeah.
You've done legitimate things or somewhat
Well, yeah, I
illegal
mean, the
things.
gallery was legitimate. I stripped. I worked in dungeons. I basically tried anything I could, like, experience. I had a friend that repo cars, and he let me go with him. I had a friend that owned a bike shop. I lived there. Whatever comes up, you know.
What do you do now to pay your bills?
What do I do now to
Cover
pay
your
my-
expenses.
Not much. Wait, you're putting this on the internet. Fraud.
Yeah, you have to consider that.
Oh, well, then edit that out.
Understood. You don't need to answer that.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
What emotions do you go through living this lifestyle?
With what?
What emotions do you go through living this lifestyle?
Frustration. But in general, I think I'm actually happier in chaos and confusion than in a, like, regimented, like, orderly kind of life.
Is that because of the childhood that you grew up in?
Probably. Yeah, but I'm not unhappy. I have, like, periods of being depressed about situational things, but in general, I'd just rather be happy than be miserable.
Do you regret getting hooked on
I
heroin
understand that.
or opiates? Fentanyl now.
Yeah, the fentanyl I'm not happy about. I couldn't find black for like a week, and I was doing the fet just to, like, not be sick. And then I tried to go back to black, and it just didn't do anything. I was pissed about that. Really pissed.
That's crazy.
Do you have kids?
Yes, I have one.
Oh, you have the daughter.
Yeah, I had her when I was 38.
And you've been married?
I was married, but not to her father. I was married for like 2 months. I married a B actor that I met on Craigslist. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Not a good husband, best ex-husband ever.
Can you recommend this lifestyle of very little responsibility?
Recommend it? Yes, in a very in very short period. Like maybe like how the Amish have the Romsprung or whatever, where they let their kids like run amok for.
Springa?
Yeah. You know, I think that if people experienced this type of lifestyle, they would be more sympathetic. towards people in the situation, and also it would open them up to like different experiences. I think people are a little closed off.
Man, don't do drugs. Still saying that. Don't do those drugs. They ain't good for you.
What's been the hardest thing you've gone through?
Hardest thing I've gone through. Not being with my daughter. Yeah, that's probably the hardest.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be tough. Do you have friends?
Do I have friends? No.
You're honest.
I have people that I associate with. My best friend died like 15 years ago. And I just haven't really found that kind of relationship with someone else.
What's your biggest fear? What do you worry about now?
I worry about Canadians. No, they're just up there and they're so quiet and they're polite and nice and they're up to something. It's my biggest fear. Dying alone in a house full of cats and no one will find my body for like 5 days and the cats will have eaten my eyeballs.
He owed me a soda. We both said,
You think you'll be down here on this, living this lifestyle the rest of your life?
No.
What do you envision? You're going to get clean one day?
Yeah, that sounds so fucking cheesy and trite. And yeah, I'm gonna get clean and become a drug counselor. And I don't know how it's gonna play out. I trust God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm an observant Jew, so I just say God. But life is gonna unfold the way it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. And if I spend too much time like worrying about it, I think that I'll overthink it and make mistakes.
You just think something's going to work out?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you what.
Mm-hmm. What's your greatest strength?
My unending optimism.
Mm-hmm. It's great. If you had your life to live all over again, what would you have done differently?
I don't know that I would have done anything differently.
that's crazy.
What I did made me who I am. I don't know that my childhood was fucked up, but I didn't make those choices, so I can't really say I would do that differently. I think that I'm an interesting person. I think I don't want to be different. I have some character flaws that I could work on, but in general, I've had a good life. It's been interesting. I've had fun.
What's the upside of the life you've lived?
It's been exciting. It's been
taught
interesting. Taught me. I don't know. What have the streets taught me? I don't know, like there's a whole code. I've been to prison and shit, so I have the whole that crap going on. But I don't, wow, that's a odd question. Or probably not an odd question. I just don't have an answer for it because I've just lived my life. I don't really see it as like being on the streets or like being anything. It's just life.
You been in love before?
I thought so.
I thought so.
No, actually, I was. My first girlfriend was the love of my life. But that didn't work out. Probably a good thing.
What was your favorite memory from your life?
Okay, wait, no, this is YouTube, so it has to be G-rated.
She trying to
It doesn't have to be.
She trying to get me fucked up.
No, I should probably go with that, though. Just, like, we would walk around at night and just trip around, and it was just fun. Like she was like me, or I'm like her, or whatever. That, you know, we would talk to anybody about anything, and if there was something going on, we had to find out what it was and what was going on, and just it was just fun. It was like every day was kind of an adventure.
What does your typical day look like?
She reminiscent about that.
I don't have a typical day.
But do you have? I mean, do you sleep?
Sometimes.
And when you sleep, you wake up and you need to
Yeah.
do something to get your fix, or do you have it saved from the previous
Oh
day?
yeah, no, I don't go to sleep without having dope. That's a no. It's waking up sick and having to go actually get dope. No, all bad. I don't even have like a regular schedule. I tend to be awake at night, and if I'm gonna sleep, it's usually during the day. I've always been a night person. Like in school, even, like I would stay up all night reading books and then go to class and just be like, okay, it's nap time. Yeah.
Do you have dreams of doing something else with your life when you were younger?
Um,
Or now?
Did I? I don't think I did. Yes, I did. Oh my God. Okay, so my grandparents' house, the property is 11 telephone poles from a cemetery. So I know that the area is zoned to, that you can have a cemetery there because, they only put them in certain places. And I wanted to, when my grandparents died, I wanted to get their property and turn it into a cemetery and become a mortician and, like, have a whole, like, thing going on. But, like, that was when I was really young, like, before I even knew, like, what Gothic was. And I really wanted to do that. But now they died, and my mother and my uncle and my half-uncle's 2 kids are all fighting over the house that is a piece of crap, and, like, the foundation's cracked, and I don't think I'm going to get to put a cemetery in there.
Dana, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
We already did the lesson thing, didn't we? But
Well, I asked earlier what the streets have taught you, but I'm just saying your life in general.
I'm just being a smart ass. Most important lesson that I learned. Yes. If you have one foot in yesterday and the other foot in tomorrow, you're pissing on today. It's very Zen and Buddhist if you think about it. Like, it's to stay in the now.
All right, Dana. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
No problem.
Lots of luck. Thank you.
Hey. Optimistic is a good character trait. And on top of that, sometimes you gotta pray for people. You feel me? Sometimes you pray for your situation, even then you gotta thank the Lord for where you at. Whether it's a better situation or a worse situation. Always have faith in him. Somebody's life could be going through way worse. Tune into the next video.
Nervous does not coexist in this human form of this extra-logical, upper echelon body of mine.
It's your daddy.